everyone, and welcome back to Boujee podcast. Did you realize that I've been saying this exact intro for the past 76 episodes? I think I'm going to switch it up in 2024 because I had enough. I think it's very natural when it comes to December time to kind of take a look at your entire year or maybe your entire life and try to think about things that you no longer want in your life and things that you want to allow into your life. So I've been thinking about this episode for a while. I've been writing down like random thoughts throughout this whole month, and this list is going to be as random. I think I'm going to start this off by saying that the way my year started, it was a total nightmare, shit show. It was horrific. For those of you who have been listening for a while, you probably remember that I had a surgery back in January. I randomly discovered a giant cyst on my ovary, and then I had to get a surgery. I was in the hospital for like a week, and if you're interested in hearing about that entire thing, I have an episode about it. I think it's sometime in March I dropped it, but I can link in the show notes. I think I'm finally settling down into my life. Like, I'm happy with where I am, always striving for more, but I think that I'm like content with my life. But enough about me. As I said, the past few weeks, I've been writing down these notes about things that you should implement in 2024. I'm going to start with a very obvious one, and that is distance yourself from toxic people. You really need to distance yourself from toxic people. Like, who has time for that? Who has time for these naysayers? I just can't. Like, even when I feel a little bit of toxicity or negativity from friends or anybody, I just either downgrade or distance or just cut that shit out. Like, you don't have time for that. If it's your family, learn how to maneuver that situation. Just spend less time with them or don't open up as much to them. But 2024, please, enough with the toxicity. You don't need that. Number 2, schedule 30 minutes a day to keep your space clean and tidy. This is a goal of mine personally, that every day I'm cleaning up a little bit, because I don't know if you know this about me, but I am not so tidy. I have always been a messy person. I'm not a dirty person, but I'm a messy person. Like, even right now I'm staring at the chair, the pile of clothes that just randomly sits there, and it would take me exactly 20 minutes to fold everything. 2-3 weeks ago, my boyfriend and I sat down and he helped me create my calendar in a way that I created blocks. And in those blocks, I have like handling emails, I just need to become more organized because I work for myself and I'm handling a million things. And I realize when I'm trying to just react to certain things, I never get shit done. So I have to be the one who's going to implement certain things. I literally added shower, like breakfast and shower, clean up, walk Rocky, self-care, face mask. And I added podcast and clean in my calendar. How many times that week? Let me see. I will be so honest with you guys. What? Every day. Okay, so every day I have podcast to clean. Okay, that's great. Shows you how many times I actually implemented it. But no, it's true. I always love listening to something. Either I call somebody while I'm cleaning or I put on a podcast. When my surroundings are messy, my brain becomes messy and I just can't think, I can't focus. And after I record this episode, I promise you I will clean up this fucking chair. I've always had the chair. I think most of us did. Just like a random chair where you just put on a bunch of clothes. I hate it, and I really hope that I am going to become more like tidying up my space more often. I recently had somebody come to help me organize my beauty closet, which is a lot. Working in the influencer space, and I used to be a makeup artist, I have a lot of products and it's kind of suffocating sometimes, and I don't want to, first world problems, but it is not great to be smothered by your things. Number 3, stop eating shit if you don't want to feel like shit. Another one that I need to work on as well, because I am a really health driven fitness girly. Like, I want to look fit. I want to look the best I can. And I love to eat healthy in general, but I do crave junk food, and I love to eat pastas and bullshit, and I just love to eat unhealthy food sometimes. And even during the week when I'm busy with work and I can't, this is an excuse. Obviously I can make something healthier, but I choose to make like a sandwich or something stupid instead of making something that is going to fuel my body and nutritious. I need to put some more nutritious thing into my body. So that's another one of my decisions, that stop eating shit if you don't want to feel like shit. And I have this habit of overeating in the evenings, especially when I'm watching something on TV, and then we have, my boyfriend made like brownies the other day, and then we had some pistachio ice cream, and then I just ate it all. But I'm not saying you need to stop eating like burgers and pizzas and hot dogs and stuff like that. But if you are on a health journey, always try to ask yourself, what would a healthy person do? If you're in a restaurant and they ask like fries or salad, just, order whatever a healthy person would order, which is probably a salad. Your body is happier when you are eating healthier. Try to make more healthy choices throughout the week so you feel lighter. I hate that feeling when I wake up and I just feel like I have like rocks in my stomach. That's not fun. Okay, moving on. Start moving your body 3 to 4 times a week, more if you can. Schedule it in your calendar and look at it as a meeting with your higher self. My calendar, again, means the world to me, and that's the best way for me to operate. And if I see something is on the calendar, I get it done. And every morning I have my workout schedule in the calendar. I did not work out the past week because I got my period and it was not a good one. So obviously give yourself and your body some grace, and you don't have to do like a HIIT workout. You don't have to do a crazy workout. Go for a walk, a 30-minute walk. Once I started moving my body properly, I became healthier. And I used to be one of those who are like, I don't feel endorphins. I don't feel shit. I blah, blah, blah. I hate working out, but I actually love it right now because I see improvements, and like I see my abs and I see my body becoming more toned. Just like move your body 3 to 4 times a week and schedule in your calendar. And that's a meeting with your higher self. And you wouldn't bail on a meeting with your friends, or you wouldn't just bail on a random like work call. So don't bail on yourself. Number 5, meal prepping. I'm giving you this list as like instructions what you should do, but I think also I'm giving myself instructions what I should do, because meal prepping is so important for people who have like a busy schedule and they can't spend so much time when it comes to, cooking during the day. I started meal prepping my favorite meal, which is breakfast. So I would make like overnight oats, overnight chia. I would make, this might be random, but I love having hard boiled eggs in my fridge. Like I would make 12, a dozen. I would make a dozen. Yeah, that's a dozen. 12 is a dozen. I would make 12 hard boiled eggs, and I would just have them throughout the week as a little snack, like a little healthy snack. Instead of eating, I don't know, a bag of chips, I would eat 2 eggs sometimes. Sometimes I would eat a chip. But it's nice to have food that's like just sitting there ready to go. I also like to make something that can sit well in the fridge. I don't really like heating up meat, so I don't really do that. But a risotto or some kind of, I love grilling veggies. So I like Sundays, I would grill a shit ton of veggies, and I would just have it for the entire week so I could like snack on a little bit. That's really good. That's really delicious. Okay, number 6. This is one of my favorites. Weekly full-on self-care routine is a must. Okay, choose whatever time, whatever day works for you, but you have to have 1 day a week. It can be an hour, it can be 20 minutes, but you need to have that time with yourself where you are just pampering yourself, your body oil, you're putting a hair mask, an eye mask. You need to create that time for yourself to kind of give back to your body. The way you take care of yourself and your body is a direct correlation of how you feel about yourself. So if you love yourself, you're going to make sure you treat yourself right. Okay? Don't neglect your self-care. If you're working from home and you have work calls or you have random things that you can do off camera, slap on a face mask. Put a hair mask in your hair, just like nourish your body. That is very important to me. Number 7, stop negative self-talk. If you would not talk to your friend like that, don't talk to yourself like that. I don't speak negatively about myself to myself. And whenever I catch one of my friends that they just say like, oh, I'm so stupid, I correct them and I'm like, you are not stupid. Don't speak about yourself like that. Because the more you say stuff like that on a daily basis, oh, I'm so dumb. Oh, I'm such a mess. I'm so this, I'm so that. You're going to start believing it. I'm telling you, please stop talking shit about yourself, because you are a beautiful human being. You are trying your best, and you can't be so hard on yourself. If you forget to do something or if you drop something, it's okay. You don't have to tell yourself that you're stupid, that you're ugly, that you're fat. I just please stop talking negatively about yourself. I would kindly appreciate that. I don't know why the fuck in every single solo episode I'm getting emotional. Maybe that's why I prefer doing interviews, because I don't get emotional. Okay, number 8. I love this one. Take yourself on dates. Treat yourself right. Don't depend exclusively on your friends or your boyfriend, girlfriend when it comes to like doing nice things. Do nice things for yourself. If you're hungry, I don't know why this is all like food related. Just because I guess I eat a lot. I have a blast every single time I'm spending time on my own. I just love my own company, and it wasn't like that before. I used to just constantly surround myself with people because I didn't enjoy my presence, and I wasn't happy with who I was. But I worked on myself a lot, and I started treating myself right, and I started really taking care of myself. And I take myself on cute little dates. I buy myself flowers. I buy myself my favorite smoothie. I don't know, put perfume when I'm just, I don't know what perfume has to do with anything, but just like be nice to yourself. I think that's the whole point. Do nice things for yourself. Make yourself happy. Number 9, create time to reflect on your life. Another one that I have to work on. But if you are a creative person like me, you're constantly creating, but sometimes you need to stop to create space for inspiration to come in, and to just like take a pause and see, are you happy with your life? Are you happy where things are going? Because if you are constantly on this like hamster wheel, you can't even reassess what's going on. Okay, I need to tell you this story that I heard about a boiling frog. And I'm not sure if I'm going to say this story correctly, but I'm going to do my best. So imagine a boiling pot of water. Boiling, like blah, 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 bubbles. And then you have a frog. If you put a frog in that boiling pot of water, it's going to jump out and it's going to freak out and just like leave immediately. But now imagine that same pot is filled with like lukewarm water. Like it's kind of pleasant. And you put that same frog inside of that pot. And you're gradually making it warmer and warmer. That frog is just going to be chilling there, like relaxing. It's going to be like, oh, it's a little hot and steamy. But eventually that frog is going to die. That frog will remain in that water until it boils to death. I hope I didn't scare you with this story right now. I know it's a little scary. I think the moral of the story is that sometimes you don't recognize danger because you're constantly surrounded by it, and it's just becoming more intense and more intense. But if you, as a healthy individual, are seeing this very same situation from an outsider perspective, you would be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, get me out of this right now. Flashback, my ex-boyfriend. LOL. I'm really excited about the next one. Create a mood board of your ideal wardrobe. Think of a few people whose style you admire, take some screenshots, create a little, mood board, Pinterest board, whatever, and then go through your closet and look at everything you have in your closet. And then if something doesn't match that vibe of your ideal wardrobe, sell it, donate it, give it to your neighbor. I don't care. Just get rid of it. Because I used to struggle with this a lot. I thought I had a full-on closet, and then I would go in and like I have nothing to wear. I'm sure every girl can relate. It's because you're keeping things in your closet that you just don't like, that doesn't fit you, that is just like 7 years ago you bought a t-shirt in H&M for $12 and you still have it. Why? Why? Also, what you can do a little switcheroo with your friends. Like give her 5 pieces, she can give you 5 pieces or whatever. Do like some kind of system. Just empty out your closet and make it just like pleasant. You know what else I did? There's this app. I just saw it randomly on TikTok. There's this app where you can take pictures of your clothing, like you take pictures of everything you own. Obviously I didn't go through the whole thing, but I just took screenshots, things that I recently ordered. You take pictures of your clothes and you put it in the app, and then it recognizes if it's like top or bottom, or it recognizes the color, and then it organizes the whole thing for you. I think it's really fun. You need to create space for like new things in your life. Next, start journaling so you can let go of negative thoughts and doubts and all these negative things that are in your mind. I love journaling, and I also love going through my past journals and seeing some things that I used to only dream of, and now I have it. The holiday season is my favorite, but it can definitely feel a bit hectic with all the travel to see your loved ones, going to parties and gatherings and gift shopping. It is so hard to stay on top of your daily routines and workouts, but thankfully with Alo Moves, I can enjoy the holidays while fitting in time for self-care and wellness, which honestly helps me stay sane. Alo Moves is a streaming on-demand wellness platform that features yoga practices, fitness routines, meditation sessions, and so much more from one of my favorite brands, Alo Yoga. My favorite aspect of Alo Moves is that it's not just a workout app. It inspires you to take care of your body, mind, and spirit. I've been very open about my mental health and how much meditations have helped me, and you can find meditations, sound baths, and breath work on demand whenever you need a little reset. It's like your wellness guide. And as a self-proclaimed self-care queen, I really love pampering myself, and their gua sha, dry brushing, and face yoga classes have been a game changer. Take care this holiday season with an Alo Moves wellness routine that fits your schedule. Get a 30-day Alo Moves subscription and 20% off an annual membership by going to alomoves.com and use code Koko. That's alomoves.com, code KOKO in all caps. alomoves.com, code Koko, all caps. Another reason why I love journaling versus like complaining to somebody or venting to somebody, obviously I do that too. Like I have a few friends that I trust, but I don't like talking negatively about my life or my career or my relationship or anything. I don't want to talk negatively about that to somebody else, because then that person is going to create this scenario in their mind. Like if I get into a fight with my boyfriend and I call my friend and I'm just talking shit about him for an hour, she's going to create this idea that I don't like him or that things are not going well. And sometimes it can be just a simple, he pissed me off because he didn't make the bed. And then I just start remembering all these other negative things. I just don't want to spread negativity anywhere. So if I do feel pissed off or angry, I love just like writing it somewhere. You need to let it out somewhere. Don't keep it inside, but don't talk negatively about your life and about your relationship and about yourself to other people, because then it makes it, I don't know. I just love journaling. It's nice to have like a safe space to let it all out. And I hate if I tell somebody that I have some kind of situation or an issue and then 2 weeks later they ask me about it. I'm like, oh, you still remember that? I was so mad. I don't even remember I told you that. So that's why I try to like keep negative things to myself. But also if you're in a bad toxic relationship, do not keep that to yourself. You have to tell your friends because they need to get you out of it, because sometimes it's hard to get out of it yourself. Number 12, break a bad habit. That can be anything. Vaping, smoking cigarettes, eating a cookie after every meal. I'm not saying that's a horrible habit, but it's definitely not a good habit. Scrolling through your phone 9 hours a day, which I do sometimes, but I use it for work, so that's my excuse. It can be like not washing your makeup brushes. It can be leaving wet towels after you shower on the floor. Think about a bad habit and just try to break it. It's gonna make your life better and you're gonna be happier. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, moving on. Number 13, swap sodas for healthy drinks. I don't know what's up with Americans. Sodas are so normal. Try a juice instead, or a kombucha if you want the bubbles, or at least get like a sparkling water instead of a Diet Coke. And again, everything in moderation. Don't go too crazy with your health habits that you're not enjoying life, but try to, at least if you drink a Spindrift that's just sparkling water with lemon. Like lean towards healthier habits than habits that are gonna destroy your blood pressure. We want to stay healthy and happy. Okay, but then I have number 14. Allow yourself But then I have number 14 that says allow yourself to live life though. Like eat the pasta, eat the dessert, do things that make you happy, but don't um don't overdo it. Like don't overdo either one. The whole gist of like everything what I when I look back at all the points that I mentioned about food and drinks, like always try to go for the healthier choice, but don't get so extreme that you're counting your calories and like weighing your almonds. That's not a vibe. I just don't think that's healthy. Okay. Invest in your space. Make your space a home. I can't even tell you. I don't want to leave my apartment because I love it so much. And it's been a year and it's still not done. Like for those of you who are watching me on video, like you see, I have an empty white wall behind me right now, but I'm planning like to do some cute things, even though I kind of like the aesthetic, I have to say. But invest in your space. You spend so much time here and you should, get rid of old random things that no longer belong in your apartment. Like I used to have random coffee cups, mugs from random aspects of my life, and I still have a few that are like near and dear in my heart. I have them saved somewhere, but I don't use them on a daily because I'm very aesthetic driven, so I want everything to match, but just like invest in your space because that's where you spend the most time. I am not the type of person that wants to spend a lot of money on like clothing and shoes and bags. I would rather invest it in my space because that's what fuels me and that's what inspires me. So I spend a lot of money on my apartment and I do not regret it for one tiny bit because every day I wake up and I'm like, oh, it's so beautiful. I love it. Okay. Invest in your space. Number 16, do something you always wanted to do. Think about it. I maybe get a tattoo, get a piercing. I don't know why that was the first thing that came to my mind. But think about something maybe, bungee jumping, even though that's not my style. I'm very afraid, I'm afraid of heights. Just like do something you always wanted to do, even as a child. If you think you're a great singer and you wanted to record a song, just like do something you always wanted to do. Okay, number 17 is get a dog. I need to shout out my little pup here again. I don't know what is it about Rocky, and I just love this dog so much. And I feel like maybe because I'm here in the US alone, he feels like he's mine. My boyfriend and I love him very much, and I hope we're gonna stay together forever. But Rocky, my last name is at the vet's office, so he's totally mine. And I just love my life with him. He makes me so happy, and this is your sign. If you ever wanted to get a dog, a cat, a rabbit, a parrot, a monkey, I don't know, is that legal? Do it, because it's just gonna make you so happy. I did not regret for a second getting him, and it's been very challenging at times because he's obviously a puppy and it's sometimes hard to like handle him when I'm trying to work, but he's the love of my life. Okay, and my boyfriend, but Rocky, 18, get rid of stuff you no longer use. I promise you, you will be totally fine without those mismatched socks or without that random cable box that you're saving just in case, just in case I need that random cable that I don't even know what it's for. Throw it out. Throw out your old underwear, those random t-shirts, like promotional t-shirts that you get at events and you're never gonna wear them, but you keep them because I guess it's a souvenir. Throw it out. Do it. Old pajamas, old bras, old shoes, like shoes that are just like falling apart, mismatched jewelry, like jewelry that stinks when you touch it. I'm so big on quality over quantity. I got rid of so much of my jewelry that was just like cheap fake jewelry that I just don't associate myself with any longer. So bye-bye. Old shampoos, old products, expired makeup, old makeup brushes, just like everything that served it served its purpose, but it's time to say bye-bye. Number 19, get a hobby. Express yourself. Before I got Rocky, I was going to Toastmasters, which is a group pretty well known. I didn't even know how well known they were, where you are improving your public speaking, because I see myself sometimes like rushing through my, even this podcast, it helped me to express myself in certain ways, but I still see myself like rushing through certain things. And I just want to, and that's all because I'm kind of nervous. So I was going to Toastmasters every Thursday and it was so fun. But then I got Rocky and I was just like spending more time with him. But I want to start painting again. I used to paint as a kid. I want to go to like pottery classes. I just want to do cutesy little things where I can express myself. If you love dancing, go to a dance class. Like do something where it's just going to be just your thing that you love doing. I mean, obviously you can go with a friend, but it is because you want to do something. Number 20, boundaries. Start working on your boundaries with your partner, with your family, in your work environment. If you don't want to do something, say no. You don't have to do certain things. Like you don't have to allow everybody in. That is so important. Like if you have an ex-boyfriend that's like knocking on your door and you're like, well, he texted me. Who gives a fuck? Like don't reply. It's your life. You are in charge of who you answer. You don't have to answer somebody just because they came in. I think I'm going to have a full-on episode about boundaries and why it's so important to implement them and not let people cross it. This is just like a little intro. Number 21, don't be afraid to demand what you want. Don't be afraid to send that email. Don't be afraid to ask for a promotion. Don't be afraid to say no, which is kind of like the boundary part. Just don't be afraid. You are not less than anyone around you. You have the right to speak up. You have the right to be direct, and you don't have to be aggressive, but like, don't be a pushover. Like, it's enough. You don't have to be nice to everyone. Obviously be nice, but like, you don't have to put your needs last, because just like be assertive. Number 22, be smart about money. That's another one that I have to, think about myself. I see myself wasting money sometimes on like random subscriptions. And then when it adds up, it's like hundreds of dollars. Then if I want to return something, I don't return it on time. Like I can't return it anymore. And I'm just like stuck with something that I don't want. It's like $100, $200. And it just like adds up. But then you don't invest in certain things because you're like, oh, it's too much. So be smart about money. In 2024, I'm going to have a bunch of financial investment experts that are going to help all of us level the fuck up and start making smart financial decisions. Number 23, be intentional with your time, with your decisions, with your dreams and goals. And what I mean by that is, I spoke about this in a few previous episodes, but when you are making decisions for yourself, think about, is this bringing me one step closer to my dream life, or it's kind of pushing me back? Maybe your friends invite you for a night out and, you're going to be drinking and you're going to get blacked out, and then you're going to, wake up and you're going to be so tired. Did this bring you one step closer to your dream life, or just put you 2 steps back? So be very intentional with how you spend your time, who you spend it with, and the content you consume. I mute so many people. I unfollow so many people, and it's nothing personal. And I just sometimes don't want to see that type of content on my feed, especially if it just doesn't speak to me anymore. I will either mute you or unfollow you. I think that's very important. Be very intentional. And then 24, raise your standards. I think my standards are pretty high, but I can definitely raise my standards even more. And that kind of, looking back at this entire list, we can all raise our standards in certain aspects of my life. For me personally, what I struggle with, maintaining my home and my career and my love life and like everything, it's just sometimes I'm still staring at this like pile of clothes, and it's just like inspiring me to talk about it. But sometimes I I don't want to be that person. I just have like too much shit and I need to find a way to organize it. I'm really going to work hard in 2024 to kind of just like step it up when it comes to cleaning and organizing. When it comes to my friendships and my relationship, I think my standards here are super high. But I still, even though I said I'm a big unfollower and blogger and muter, I see myself that I don't want to unfollow somebody because they were, we were friendly 7 years ago, and now I still see their content and they are really annoying. And every time I see them, I just like don't want to see them. So I mute them and then I go through, I don't know. I think I also need to decide. Let me know which one of these points really resonated with you. I know the list was a little random, like there was a bunch of like habits, and then there was, get a dog, and there was just like I was just writing it down as things came up. And I just wanted to honestly say thank you for being here with me. And I always found it so cringe when creators and influencers would say like, I wouldn't be anywhere without you. But I really wouldn't. Like, if you wouldn't listen to this podcast, I wouldn't record more episodes. Maybe I would, but probably I would not have the inspiration or the motivation if nobody was listening. So I really thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening to this podcast, and I hope you have the most beautiful new year. I'm not going anywhere though. I will be here along with you, and hopefully I'll be able to help you with some things you're going through, or maybe, I don't know. I'm just very grateful that you're here, and that's it. Happy motherfucking New Year. And I love you all so much, and I'm sending you 1,000 kisses. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoy the episode. Be sure to subscribe to my podcast so you never miss out. I release new episodes every Monday. If you love Boujee Best Friend, please leave a 5-star rating and a review. Your support means the world, and it helps the show grow so I can keep on bringing more amazing guests. You can also follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Koko Beauty, and you can find Boujee Best Friend on Apple, Spotify, and all other major podcasting platforms.